Well, folks, I'm going to try to replace this roof trim. Bought the parts, but after purchasing the parts, I realized, and in everything I've looked online, that there's no clear way of getting this piece out in its entirety without removing the rear window. So what I'm going to try to do, because this is somewhat flexible, I'm going to try to pry it out as far as I can and see how far I can get where I can break this off, and then basically do a little bit of surgery on the new part and cut it off as far down as I can to kind of set it underneath this little rubber edge here. I'll probably put some double-sided sticky tape on the new part down in this area to keep it from moving around, and of course the rivet that's on top of here, I'll drill that out as well. I have the replacement rivet for that for both sides, so give that a try. And also I would plan to probably finally sand this down and we get some flexible paint and respray this black to give it some life. If you guys have other ideas about refinishing the rubber here, please leave comments below. Truly appreciate it. All right, so let me give it a try. All right, hopefully with the vibration of the drill doesn't cause too much camera shake. Unfortunately, the rivet itself is spinning. All right, so the rivet head's spinning a little bit. I got pretty far down. I'm gonna take these pliers. They're basically on pliers. They call them vampire or vamp pliers, made by Brutes or Brutes, made by Vampire Tools. It's designed to grab like stripped heads from screws and stuff like that. Give it a try. All right, so that's, sorry. That's part of it. There's a two-part thing. Part of it's the aluminum, and the other part's this little plastic cover as well. I have to vacuum my bed covers off of the shrapnel. Okay, so it's off, but you see there's still a part of the stud there, so I'll get that out. I don't want to scratch the car. Here we go. That's the other piece of it. I'm gonna go ahead and clean this out and then experiment down here to see how far I can go. And if I can. All right, I'm gonna keep moving it around. All right. So I kept twisting it back and forth, and I was able to snap the little L piece. So what I'm gonna do is with the new part, I'm gonna cut that piece that goes in like that off and slide it down in there with some double-sided sticky tape on each side, and of course clean all this up first. All right, so here's a quick comparison. This is of course the old, this is the new. See how all the edges are worn out, it's faded. So it almost looks like it's too big for it, but it's just really the edge here that's missing on this one. So by me moving it back and forth and pulling at the same time, what I was hoping was that this piece here would snap right here, and luckily it did. It snapped right on that little edge. So what I'm going to do is do some surgery, maybe with a Dremel, cut this piece off, and then rivet it back on this piece, of course, and then double side sticky tape here and here actually. See how that works. All right, so cleaned it off, and also put some ceramic wax on there just to give it some protection. Then put it at the very bottom here because I want to make sure that stays clean, because I don't want to, if I'm going to put some double-sided sticky tape, I'm going to make sure it adheres. So here's the part. I haven't cut the edge there yet, but the plan is to cut that piece off and slide the rest in there, and then use the rivet that I bought. And I'll show you that in a minute because it's not like a standard rivet. So I'll show you that in a second. So let me go ahead and cut this. All right, so I use my 22, 23-year-old Dremel. Still working strong. So here's the part, the original part, right there. So I just put the Dremel and just cut across here. Reason I cut it here instead of all the way to the edge here, because I noticed it looks like there's still enough space for me to slide this in behind the window, and for this to kind of grab onto the edge of the metal. So it gives me a little bit extra support. So I'm going to put some double-sided sticky tape right here. Not on the curve, but right on the flat part here. So I went and did a test fit, and the rubber around the rear window, I pulled it away a little bit, but this still is a little too wide now because I don't want to pull that rubber so far out that I can risk tearing it or damaging it. So I noticed that in the design there's like a little etched, little raised piece right here. I'm gonna go ahead and cut around that area and try to test fit it again. All right, so I cut some 3M double-sided sticky tape, put it there where I made the cut. I decided to put it a little bit on the curve. At first I wasn't going to, but I'll give it a try. I did a test fit and it slides in, so I'm going to take the double-sided sticky tape off and go ahead and put it in permanently. Wish me luck. All right, so here it goes. Use the pry tool. Pull this away a little bit as best you can, not too hard. Just keep applying pressure until it goes down and underneath there. There you go. Now the other concern is that you line up the hole, so where you're gonna put the rivet. It's right here. See, all right, so this is the rivet. As you can tell, there's a plastic cover around it, kind of like a rivet condom. But anyway, I'm assuming it's because since this sits on top of the car, on the roof, it's designed with that plastic cover so rain doesn't go down the hole that this is going to go into. So yeah, because it's a little unique compared to other rivets because it has that plastic cover. I only bought two, one for each side, so I have to make sure I do it right the first time. Before I forget, let me give you the part numbers. Again, mine's a 2014 F150. That's, oh, it might be inverted. Let me try that again. Okay, so this is the part details for the rivets. This is the part for one side. And that's the part number for the other side of the roof trim. All right, there you go. Now I gotta do the other side, but follow the same process. Drill out the rivet, tug on this, the old piece, shake it back and forth with upward pressure, it'll snap. Clean out the little canal. Disinfect the bottom area here with some alcohol or 409 or some other cleanser, so with a double-sided sticky tape can stick really good. And put the new rivet on. Hope you enjoyed that, and like if you do, and subscribe would be great as well. Thank you so much.